Hello. In this brief video, I'm going to walk you through the application process for the Alamo Colleges Foundation scholarship application and show you the process involved with that and give you a few tips to help you get a better score on your scholarship application and hopefully have a better chance of getting a scholarship and getting some money to help you with your education. So first things first, let's start off by going to the scholarship application. Now there's a URL for that application, but I think the easiest way is just to go to the Northeast Lakeview College homepage and go up to the top and click the search bar and type in scholarships. As you can see, I've already typed that in here, and then click the little magnifying glass here. Now the first results that'll pop up, this one here says scholarships list, but the actual web page is the second one that says NLC admissions-aid /scholarships. So let's look at that one. And there we are on the web page. And there's the list of available scholarships if you're interested in looking at that. Here's the deadline for the scholarships, March 31st, 2019. And eligibility requirements, the actual link to apply, and then written down for you the step-by-step process, the essay prompts, and some tips on writing the essays. So before we go into the application, there's a few things I'd like to share with you. First, again, in case you want to write it down, here is the URL, NLC/admissions-aid/scholarships. And these are due March 31st, 2019, right after spring break. And once we get those applications in, we judge those applications, then we verify student eligibility, and over the summer we award those scholarships. Now, not all students awarded a scholarship except one, so there may be some money left over, and we award that money on September 8th. So if you didn't get a chance to apply by the 31st, if you missed that deadline, you can still go in and apply, and you have a chance also, if there's any money left over, to get a scholarship on the 8th of September. Of course, by that time, the deadline for payment will have passed, so you will have had to have covered your tuition out of your own pocket, but you might get some money for books or something like that. So if you don't meet the deadline, be sure to apply anyway by the 8th of September. Now these scholarships are from the Alamo Colleges Foundation, so they are only good to attend one of the Alamo colleges. If you're not going to be here in the fall, don't bother applying. There are 4 important questions that you need to consider on this scholarship application we're going to look at in a second, and here they are. The first 3 are word for word, how you will see them on the application, and each of those you're given 250 words for each of those questions. That 4th question is really 4 questions that I've kind of grouped all into one, so I can fit all this on one slide. And those 4 questions have to do with your employment, your community service, honors or awards that you've received, and if you were in the military. So to answer each of those, you get 150 words. So volunteer community service, you get 150 words to describe that. Honors, awards, recognitions, you get 150 words to describe that. So you should take advantage of that and fill that out as completely as you can. Because that last question, those last 4 questions, are frequently skipped over by students who fill out this application. And they miss points as a result. And you can see that here on this rubric. This is a sample rubric of a student who completed a scholarship application, and then the judge used this form to score their results. Up at the top you see the student's GPA. They got 8 points for their GPA, and then they got 4 points for leadership, service awards, employment, 12 for Essay 1, 12 for Essay 2, 14 for Essay 3, and 8 for grammar. You'll notice under leadership, service awards, and employment, out of the 10 possible points, they only got 4. So they missed quite a few points there that they could have, and that's because they didn't completely fill out that section. So I want to walk you through that so that you won't have that problem when you fill out the application. If after this presentation's over, you still have questions, the person to answer those questions is Miss Tammy Toney. She works in room 304 in the library, 3rd floor, room 304, and her number is 486-5008. That's a 210 area code, of course, and that's her email there. All right, let's go in and look at the application. So I'm going to go back up here. We'll click on Apply, and then you're taken to another web page with more information on it. And then kind of hidden here in the middle of the page is the link to apply. And that is the link that actually does take you to the application. Here again are the deadlines. So once you click that link, this is what you'll see. As you go through the application, each step you'll see highlighted here in yellow as you go through. And then as you go through, you can clear the form or you can save and go to the next. So you don't have to complete the application all at once. You can complete a little bit, save and go, and then you can go log out and come back at another time. Okay, so this first part is just your personal information. Let's go to the next page, and you can see here more additional information that they ask of you, where you went to high school, things like that. And if you don't know, if you don't remember your high school counselor's name, for example, that's not a problem. Just leave that blank. So let's save and go to the next. Okay, and this is the part that I was telling you about a second ago. Volunteer community service, honors, awards, recognitions, military service, employment, extracurricular activities, etc., etc. Click the drop-down and select the type, then enter the details in the description box and click Add. So we're going to choose, for example, you got all of these: volunteer community service, honors and awards, recognitions, military service, employment, and extracurricular activities. For each of those categories, you get 150 words. So let's take community service. And I'm going to go over to my Word document. I'm going to copy from the Word document. And then I'm going to go back over to the application and paste into the application. Then I can see there, make sure it all got in. I'm going to add that. And then you can see it appears here. If you see that you made a mistake or something, you can just click here to remove, and you'll take it back out. Let's go back over to the Word document. Of course, if you were doing this, you would select different text. I'm just going to select the same text here. Go back over, we'll select, say, honors and awards. I'm just going to paste in the same text just as a demonstration here so you can see. Now you may ask, why am I doing this in a Word document instead of just typing it in? Well, I really like using the Word document because, of course, that lets me use the spell check features that Word has, but it also lets me use the word count feature. So if you go over here at what they call the ribbon here, go to the review ribbon, and you'll see this word count feature here. So if I just select, make a selection, and then click word count, I see here that I have 125 words. So I know I'm almost at the limit of 150 words for this section. So that's very handy. If you don't want to write too much, it'll get cut off in the application and the reviewer will never see it. So you don't want that. And then, of course, you have the spell check and everything in here that you can use. Check your spelling and grammar. And that will certainly help your score if you have good grammar. Another advantage of using Word is that you can print out your answers and you can take them to your tutor or your English instructor, or you can bring them up to us in room 304 of the library, and we can look them over and tell you if you've made any mistakes or if there's anything you can do to improve what you've written. Okay, so let's go back to the document. So now you've seen this part of it. You've seen that there's different sections. Once you've finished filling out this part here with this drop-down menu, you've filled out all of these that you can. Keep in mind here you can list any church groups you've been in, any clubs that you've been in, any kind of awards or honors you received in high school or in college, or even at your church, anything like that. And try to add as much as you can. All right, so then after that, there are a series of questions that they ask you, and it's important that you answer each one yes or no. If you don't remember, if you're not sure, just say no. And the reason we have all these questions is because sometimes we have scholarships specifically for these groups of people. For example, here you see a question about if you've worked at Jordan Ford. Well, the Jordan Ford company has a scholarship for their employees. So that just helps us identify you if you qualify for that scholarship. So click Save and go to Next when you're finished there. And then you come to step 4, and this is actually where you have the essays. Okay? And when you answer these essays, just make sure that you answer all parts of the question. And again, I would do it in Word first, and then copy and paste it into the application document so that you can correct your grammar and have someone review it before you put it into the application. So I'm just going to paste that into there 3 times, save and go to Next. And then we're almost finished now. We just say, answer this question here, yes or no. They're asking if you have relatives on the Board of Trustees. And then you just sign this little privacy statement here. Type in your full name. And my full name here is Justin Case. And today's date is the 2nd, or the 4th of February. And then you click Submit Application. I'm not going to do that, but you would if you wanted to submit it. And then you'll go to step 6, and that is your confirmation. So I hope that this has helped you a little bit. See what the steps are as you go through the scholarship application. And I hope you apply. It's a great way to get a little bit of money for school. So have a great day.